quiet seaside town, an evil lain to rest centuries ago, has risen. An abandoned fortress deep in the swamp holds a secret that could save the village or destroy it. Now, a band of adventurers sets out to dig up the wounds of the past and bring the light of day to the roots of ruin. This is Tabletop Gold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Gold, your ongoing actual play podcast that you tune in for every week to hear a number of people, the 5 is the number, play a role-playing game and have a little bit of a chit-chat ahead of time. Hi, my name is Lars Casteen. Welcome to the show. I'm the Golden Tyrant, joined tonight, as always, by Zoe Chernicoff.
Good this time right now, whatever time it is.
Whatever time it is, it's a good one. David the Tin Man Chernicoff is here as well.
Good that time, Lars.
Robin Lange is here.
Good this time.
Good this time. And who else? Let's see. Could be anybody. But it had to be our Matt Humphreys. Is who it is.
Good this time. I'm very excited to play tonight.
Me too. Looking forward to it. We're going to get into our game in a little bit. We've got some interesting things to talk about. We've got all kinds of twists and turns in our story coming up. But before that, Zoe, tell me about a mouse.
Mm-hmm. So I recently learned a really delightful thing from a friend. Like many people these days, I have several large group chats, but one with some very good friends who go all the way back to college. And I think this was right around Christmas. I had asked some of these friends have kids a little older than ours, and I was asking about how long people in our generation were finding that a belief in Santa stretched. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about. This then extended into a discussion of like various family practices and celebrations of certain holidays. And in the course of this discussion, I learned that apparently in a lot of parts of South and Central America, and I think also like Italy, a couple of European countries, there's no tooth fairy.
Okay.
There is a tooth mouse. So the entity that comes and takes your teeth when you lose them under your pillow is a tooth mouse, which honestly makes much more sense.
Yes, absolutely. I think of mice as being domestic thieves, creatures that creep in, take a thing, and then get out of there.
Right. Scurry it off into a hole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why not teeth, is what I would ask.
And I always say that, but
I know you do.
Anyways, I just thought this was one of those where like the friend in the chat who mentioned this grew up in Mexico, now lives in Texas, but like she was like, oh yes, and then the tooth mouse, and everyone in the chat was like, sorry, what? She was like, the tooth. It was like one of those moments where you're sort of like, oh boy, we've all been doing this very differently. And her family does this very sweet thing where they then do like, they set up a little area for the tooth mouse to come to, like a little gravel area. And then once the tooth mouse takes the tooth, they leave like, she makes this, she's also a very artistic person, but like beautiful, she turns the money into like a little origami sculpture.
Wow.
It's so
I don't know if
whimsical.
that's standard tooth mouse protocol, but at least in one household, that's what happens.
Zoe, were you at all tempted to adopt the tooth mouse into your family? Were you at all tempted to be like, let's get rid of the tooth fairy, let's bring that mouse in?
I feel so our daughter has already lost several teeth, so we have already gone down tooth fairy lane, as it were.
Yep.
Shout out to David, who is an excellent tooth fairy.
You can't be like, we've renegotiated
Right.
and we
I think
got rid
it's
of that
weird
fairy and
to
there's a
switch
mouse now.
midstream. Had I learned about this prior to any tooth loss, I would have been pretty tempted. And you always have the thing of like, what happens when they disclose this to others, like friends who are like, but I get a fairy.
Right.
But we have navigated that in the Christmas context because one year, this was like, I guess the first year we were in Richmond. So 3 Christmases ago, the kids came home at like December 5th and they were like, good news. Our teachers told us that tomorrow is St. Nicholas Day. St. Nicholas will come and leave a bunch of candy in our shoes. That's not a helpful thing, everyone.
No.
What are we doing?
Thanks,
So,
school.
Yeah. Geez.
From the school's perspective, the way I can count that back is probably the teacher's like, here's how it's celebrated in lots of different places. And they just heard, we get candy tomorrow.
I don't know. I
don't
think
know.
these schools are setting people up for failure. I'm like,
I
with you on that
appreciate
one,
your
David.
I appreciate your unerring instinct to defend teachers at all times, regardless of context. But I don't know.
So anyways, in my own private attempt to embrace and sabotage this at once, I invented a guinea pig named Shanti Migalaus, who
Okay,
instead
good.
comes to our house.
Okay.
And then the kids, of course, went into school and they were like, it is not St. Nicholas, it is Shanti Migalaus. And the whatever teacher was like, I don't know about that. But anyways, it all turned into a sort of
the
question.
lovely
I
thing
like
about
that.
that one is that it's the guinea pig Shanti Migalaus has now persisted
Oh,
through
yeah, he keeps
several
coming.
Oh,
cycles.
Yeah.
That's great.
Good.
A permanent fixture.
I love that. I love a self-made holiday mascot.
So we've now
Fantastic.
got the tooth mouse, and if you want to celebrate Shanti Migalaus Day in your family on December 6th,
I
get
do.
ready.
Yeah,
I do.
I really
Into
do.
it.
We got
And
to
you-
put a
and
little
you-
reminder on the calendar for next year.
Yeah,
There you
that's absolutely right. Celebrating, what is it? Shanti Migalaus?
Yeah, Sean as in Sean T, and then Migelaus.
Okay, I'm in. I'm all the way in. We're gonna make this all. We're gonna take this one straight to the. We're gonna take it to Iowa. Yeah, we're gonna do the whole Allegheny thing with it.
Disqualified.
Future potential sponsor, the Sean T. Migalaus lobby.
Yes. I love it. You know what else I love though, everybody? We have a great community of people who enjoy and support our show. And every few episodes, we like to check in on some of the things that we've seen from around the community. And I think that this is as good a time as any to do that. So I'm going to show all of you some stuff that we got from the community. Are you ready? Are you ready to be shown stuff?
Heck yeah.
Okay, first up, the first thing I want to show you, this is something that came in on Spotify. Spotify has comments now. I don't know if you know about this. They added them. This comment came in on Spotify. I wanted to share it with you. This is from JoJo on episode 174. This podcast loves teeth.
I mean, witness the
And I
previous
think
discussion.
tonight we've shown that
Yeah.
to be true.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Facts. Next up, we got this art in, another fantastic piece of art from Dex on our Discord. This is showing the 4 heroes fighting the Goliath spider back a few episodes ago. It's if you're not looking at the video here, it's like the heroes in front of this mushroom forest, and there's this enormous spider like in gray, like hiding within the mushrooms.
It's so good.
It's so
It's
good.
amazing.
There are so many
Yeah.
specific details that like specifically about
Yes.
the 4 characters and the way that we've described them in there. It's really awesome.
It's really
I like
awesome.
that in each of Dex's pieces, Trill's wig keeps getting taller and taller.
As it should.
100%. 100%. Next up, we got this meme. We love memes, everybody, on our Discord from Elakit. This is that Geordie LaForge thing where he has his hand out to say no, and then he points his finger to say yes. And it's keep calm and carry on is the Geordie LaForge no. Oh, and Mag's head from our art is on Geordie's body. So keep calm and carry on no, and then heap it on. I can order it. Arrow pointing finger yes. From the dream sequence a few episodes ago. That was super fun. Thank you, Elakit, for that.
That is amazing.
And I don't know if y'all have seen these, but I'm going to show you 4 things. These came in from the amateur creator in our Discord. These are animated GIFs of
So good.
all
my
of
God.
our heroes.
That's incredible.
Starting off with Ao, then Isthin with a glowing staff,
That looks
right?
Yeah.
Mag with the hand wound glowing.
Yeah.
And then Trill
Oh my gosh,
with
these are all
Harp
good.
putting
That's
music
incredible.
out there.
The heart
Isn't that amazing?
They're
Love
so
the aesthetic.
awesome.
The sort of like 90s video game aesthetic feels
Yes.
great.
Totally.
Yes, totally.
Very 8-bit.
Very 8-bit. So thank you so much to the amateur creator for that. And thank you to our whole community for the support that you give us. It's like you make this fun to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the game is fun, but you make it like genuinely super, super fun. So thank you for everybody who listens to and supports our show is basically the point. And with that point made, let's get into it. Let's play our game. After defeating the black dragon Ravarex, your friend Mag collapsed, a strange blue energy permeating her body. As you attempted to move her and Mark, your friend from the Otari Town Guard, whom you just rescued from the dragon, you were ambushed by a trio of scouts from a nearby Urdefon encampment. These Urdefon, you've learned, have been waging war throughout this region for at least 500 years, and they did not take kindly to your presence here. Their onslaught awakened something within Mag, and she leapt out from unconsciousness, revealing that her powers have changed. Where she was once fueled by raw fury, there is now something else animating her battle prowess. More questions remain, and you still have lots of work to do here on the 9th level of the Abomination Vaults. So, we're picking up mere moments after this quick attack from these 3 Urdefon scouts has finished up. If you, just to refresh your memory, these scouts turned themselves invisible, hid within this like fungal outcropping of this part of the hunting grounds that you're traveling through. They tried to sneak up on you and take advantage of a perceived weakness when you're carrying these, carrying this unconscious body with you. That seems to have backfired, of course. Mag is now up and awake, and I think we should just pick it up from there. I don't have a great sense of what's going to happen next, so why don't y'all tell me?
So in this moment, David, what does Mag look like as we're starting?
Yeah. Good question. Mag appears mostly as she has been. She's the same person. I think her overall coloration will be slightly brighter. I think her hair will be a slightly brighter color. Her skin will be a little bit paler. Her eyes will now be a very bright and piercing blue.
Mm.
There will be a dim blue glow emanating at all times from her eyes in the pitch black.
So she doesn't need the Wayfinder anymore?
I think she probably still needs the Wayfinder. I think this is flavor light,
Flavor
not
light.
mechanic light. Yeah.
Had to
In
ask.
mechanical terms, this light, it gives her dim light within 1 inch from her body.
Yeah.
So she can see anything within 1 inch of her body.
Not so shabby.
And then I think the last thing that will look different is that Mag will appear calmer.
Calmer?
Yes.
Interesting.
The last thing Mag remembers is conquering this fight with Ravarex.
Yeah.
This experience with facing Ravarex was this deeply emotional thing where it's Mag's thought that maybe she was crazy her whole life, but it turns out it was, this
Was actually
entity.
a malicious black dragon.
So Mag says, I see we've exited his chamber. It was a finishing blow.
Mag?
Trill.
Mag, that was... You're back. You finished Ravarex like you said, and then you just went, catatonic. You just didn't respond to anything, and now you're glowing, and Mag, this is amazing! What happened?
I'm not sure I could say. Have you noticed how when the most important things are happening, it feels as though time is different?
I think I get what you mean.
Well, has it been long?
I mean, probably like an hour. You know, we had to heal up a little bit and collect Reverex's horde, and then we came out here and got ambushed by these
We
creeps.
dragged you.
Yeah, we dragged
Ao
you.
interrupts sort of rudely.
Oh. Well, thank you. Which of you managed that?
Well, that was me, I guess.
Mark chimes in. He's like, it was a long time for me. I don't mean to complain, but I was in that dark room for 4 days. Didn't feel more than 2 days, but I was out for a while. Mag, I'm glad you're okay. It's good to see you. You're different, but you seem okay.
Yeah, we saved Mark.
You saved me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also let him know that we sold the sword I named after him. He didn't
No,
take it that well.
Awkward.
Don't feel good about that.
Didn't need to happen.
I think I am different. And I think I am okay, says Mag, and she hands Mark, are you hungry?
Oh, incredibly so.
She reaches into the pouch at her belt and she pulls out a cracker and a dragon's blood pudding.
And Mark voraciously starts eating it. He reaches up and throws his arms around Mag in a hug, and he says, I owe all of you so much. Thank you so much to all of you. And this is delicious as he's just shoving the stuff in his mouth. He's like, I didn't think I had the energy to eat, but it turns out I do. So thank you so much.
Mag's always got something good in her pouch.
Some people
very-
thank us with gold.
You're
Ao.
very-
Ao. Mark is our friend.
Deaf.
We
That's
don't.
That's right. I was just
extort
saying that
our
some
friends.
people have historically done that.
He looks in his inventory and he's like, I have a whistle that's worth 8 copper pieces.
Oh, yeah, and Ao grabs it and just begins intermittently
It like
whistling
yanks around his
throughout the
neck. It
rest
like
of the-
tugs him forward.
Yeah. Just like, oh, here, there's a clasp. And then just like, for whatever is about to happen, just imagine in the background at intermittent intervals that she's just,
Okay,
No.
great.
Why did we let her have a whistle of all things?
Mark, let's get you back to Ildaris and have you heal up so we can get you then back to Otari.
Sure, Ildaris. That's the drow settlement you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're real nice. I mean, they might be kind of weirded out by a soldier from above, but they're great. They're wonderful. They treat us real good.
Okay, if they're friends of yours, they're friends of mine. Let's push onward. I'm happy to catch some rest there. Maybe hopefully they'll feed me more, because the ration was nice, Mag, but I worked through it pretty fast.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have
Sure,
something.
and it has a tendency to make you more hungry. You'll want to watch that for the next 8 to 12 hours.
Oh, okay. Should we move on?
This is where we find out that, Mark's actually super hungry because he's turning into a dragon now.
Well, he's quickened, so
That's true.
So you make quick progress through the hunting grounds. You're close to the bottom edge of the hunting grounds, and you push forward into the area surrounding Ildaris, into the secret passageway that hides Ildaris, that makes it difficult for Ildaris to be seen by the typical denizens of the hunting grounds. And you are in short order standing in this guard post where you first encountered the drow here, and there are a number of drow guardsmen that approach, and they like rush towards you, and they say, "It appears you have arrived with another resident of the lands above. Is everything okay? Do we need to assist in any way?"
A healer might be nice.
Yes, of course. And they snap their fingers, and a young woman holding a bowl of soup approaches.
Soup maiden?
Soup maiden.
Soup
I didn't
maiden.
realize they were down here, too. I love it.
Soup maidens are just... What a
Incredible.
gig.
And she looks over Mark and she says, "It's going to take more than soup to take care of this one. Rest will be needed. It'll take time. It'll take, of course, soup, but come with me, young man. We'll
Mark,
see
you'll be
that you are
okay?"
tended to." And Mark says, "Oh, okay," and follows this drow warden towards the east into a bedroom, presumably, into a place to convalesce. And Mark, as he's leaving, as he's walking away, he says, You'll come back for me, right? We're going above ground soon, aren't we?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna come back and check on you.
We'll get to you when we get to you, you know?
Should we, maybe ask Cora if one of them can, bring him back
Give
to the
us gold?
entrance? Ayo.
Oh, yeah, the entrance thing. No, that's right. We should get him to safety.
Cora approaches. She was in the mess hall to the south, and she walks up towards you, and she says, "If for some reason the four of you do not return, I will send my cousin Falxie, who enjoys treading into areas that are maybe uncertain to him. I will send him above ground with your friend. It is good that you have brought another person here, but hopefully you haven't forgotten about the lenses and Kerfell."
Oh, definitely not. We actually just kind of got into it with some Murdefon on our way back here.
"No, you did.
Yeah.
You seem not too much the worse for wear.
Trill looks over at Mag.
And you seem different. You haven't gone up to that Gug cave with this one, have you?"
I mean, the essences shall be reunited. We know this.
"Yes, of course."
The essences shall be reunited, Mag repeats.
The essence shall be reunited.
The essences shall be reunited. Yeah, I've heard that.
And now that they've taken Mark away, it's around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so there's still some time remaining in the day.
Yeah, we don't need to. Do we need to rest? I mean, I have my upper level spell slots are kind of decimated, but other than that, Trill's okay.
That's always a question for the casters. If Mag's healed, she's ready to rip.
Yeah, I still have two spell slots at my highest levels, so.
Kara's like, "It is good for you to move out again. Time is of the essence, so I approve of you continuing to delve into the hunting grounds."
Plus, those people wanted us to clear the dragon out, and they'll probably give us gold, right? Wasn't that the whole thing?
I think
The dragon, you cleared the dragon out.
Oh, yeah,
that's how we got Mark.
Did he have a lens?
Didn't
No.
appear so, no.
Nuts.
No.
Would he have, put it inside him, as the host, for those of us who are, someday thinking of hosting the lenses to see if we can perhaps harness the power of the light for ourselves? Would that-
Legends speak of a dragon who keistered a lens one time. You should probably go back and see what's going on in there.
Okay, that makes sense.
That sounds like a question for Karlth.
Did Ao take one of Ravarax's teeth?
No, we got out of there so fast.
Yeah,
But
I
since
just
we said we were
realized.
going back,
Okay. Yeah, let's go get
felt-
Ao some teeth.
it felt rude.
Yeah, Mag may want to go and recover some personal effects from the walk up area at some point, so that we can do all the errands on the way.
So yeah, let's say that's let's say it takes you about a half hour to take care of those errands, and after about a half hour, you've returned to the hunting grounds and you find yourself once more standing in front of that lodge. This large building that the Calignes made their home out of. The building that was made by Belcora Haravex that was abandoned and is sort of like a sore thumb here in the middle of the hunting grounds. So, are we heading in to talk to the Caligny?
I think so.
Yeah.
Dude, great.
Yeah.
Bounty.
I was going to be so disappointed.
In it for the money.
Or the teeth.
In it for the teeth.
There we go. That feels right.
You enter this room that is the hall. It's this it's almost like a kitchen, but it's like a social area as well. There's a fire pit in the middle of it, and Galudu is there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more Calignes. I believe that's all of them that are here. And Galudu looks at you, and she hands a muffin towards you, and she says, "This one had the entire spell cast on it. You'll find it delicious. I know you will. Please take a bite."
Trill grimaces as she takes the muffin from Galudu and sniffs at it. Blueberry. Okay, this is a step up.
Can you make a flat check, Robin, to see how good this muffin is?
Yes,
Love
please.
it. Love a muffin flat check.
Ooh,
Okay.
It's delicious.
That was a 17.
It was a 7 last time.
Yeah.
So Galudu looks at Trill's face as she bites into the muffin,
Yeah,
and
Trill
all the
gets a
other
big-
Caligny are
Might-
gathered around Galudu, like waiting to see if you like it.
Might Trill
And-
want to get the world's most comfortable chair out of the bag of holding to go and sit in to eat her delicious muffin?
Feels like
It's
a lot of pressure.
17. It matches perfectly.
Yeah.
But I think all of the Caligny watching can
Yeah.
tell that Trill has enjoyed the muffin.
It's like,
and
Mike,
they look
Mike
towards
likes
Galudu
it.
like, "I think she enjoys the muffin, Galudu." And Galudu says, "See? Not so bad."
Trill's like a smile on her face, and she looks up at Aya.
well, this is something we might want to get behind.
Ao takes a pinch and tastes it and nods thoughtfully.
Nothing but muffins now.
Nothing muffin kobolds. We'll workshop it.
Nothing muffin kobolds maybe makes less sense than nothing bundt cakes does.
Muffin, bunts, and kobolds.
Galudu looks around and says, "Are we ready to move forward? Have you slain the dragon?"
Obviously.
We have, says Mag reflectively.
And Trill again looks up at Mag now like, well, we helped. Mag did it.
You did it. I thought you were a team that worked together.
I mean, yeah, but Mag's issue with the dragon was kind of personal. I'm going to give her more credit on this one.
Oh. Well, I'm glad our interests and your interests have aligned. And I suppose we're going to move on without those fools upstairs. Leave them to their delusions, right?
I mean,
Not going to take them with us?
friends, I do want to raise the idea that perhaps if we defeat Erthagul and take the lens, the Kalini up there might not... Well, they might want to reunite with the rest of their kin. And maybe find a healthier, certainly less Gug and Nimbleoth-filmed future for themselves. It's just a pitch.
But is that like our problem to get involved in? I mean, once we have the lenses and we've like figured out who's going to host them and harness the power of the light, like, can everyone else sort this out?
Right, addressing the adults in the room.
Well, that's... Gluto, what do you think? This is... I mean, we're here to help, but... You know, this is... your people.
Yes. I used to be friendly with Dulak. They were our people, but she's been incredibly hostile
Dulak
lately.
still respects you. Dulak spoke so well of you and upstairs, and we didn't need to I mean, Dulak sent us down here speaking about you pretty positively.
Well, maybe I'll write her a postcard then. Let her know that we're doing fine while she dies here. Fool. Let a fool die. That's what I say.
Well, that makes me sad.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh. She was under the influence of some strange whispering spirit. You know, all spooky and skeleton-y like you sometimes get in crypts and mausoleums. You know, when you get one of those really kind of juicy specters, revenants rising up to fight. No?
Yeah, we do know.
Juicy.
We get it.
Right. Yeah,
And
of course
I think
you do.
as
Yeah.
Istin is describing the specters, Mag begins to glow slightly brighter.
Ooh,
Out of
that's
interest or
spooky. I love
annoyance?
I think
Or emulation.
unbidden. I don't think it's intentional. I don't think she's causing it.
Well, that's fun.
And Galuda's like, okay, well then let's go.
You gonna come upstairs with us?
Are you going upstairs?
What do you guys think?
I mean, we're gonna need to get the lens anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I think Shrill kind of looks at Istin and nods.
Yeah, no, we've got to go up there anyway. You're absolutely right, Istin.
I mean, we'll come right back down and do this for them next, but we might be able to.
Are we
Well-
calling who's hosting the lenses now, or we're just sorting that out later? I wasn't totally clear.
We'll put them in the bag of holding for right now. How about that?
Always a good idea.
Yeah, that's
Galuda, is there a faster way for us to get back to where Dulak is rather than going all the way through Eldaris?
Oh, yes, of course. She motions to the door up in the northern part of the room. This door leads to stairs that will take you directly to
Oh, that's
where
much
this
easier.
cult of Earthagal has set up shop.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, that
Awesome.
really makes it.
I like the sound of that. Awesome.
And how many of those muffins, like the ones you just made, do you think you can make before we get back?
Okay, here's what I was trying to tell you. I gave you 25% of all the food I'm able to make for the day, so we should get going shortly because my men are going to become very hungry soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we'll figure out how to
Shrill.
scale.
Gives back half the muffin that's left.
I don't know. Your mouth was on that. That's disgusting. You keep that.
I mean, something to be said for beggars and choosers?
People from the above world are disgusting. Okay, anyway, you can go through that door. And one of these Caligni walks through the door and opens it, and you see stairs leading up. You may remember that you saw these stairs as you were going around the perimeter of this building. You saw stairs that you walked underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So you continue walking up these stairs, and you see a door at the very top that then leads to a tight spiral staircase that leads up that man-made column that you saw as like a support beam for the larger structure containing the void energy beam. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
that's
neat.
cool.
I like it.
But it's a built-in spiral staircase on the inside of that column.
Very,
Yes,
very
okay.
medieval. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like Belcora, and clearly her plans are not good.
Agreed.
But
She had some great contractors.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, she got a great architect, whoever they were.
Oh, probably some poor cursed drow, but it's good. This is good stuff.
I mean, and it's still standing all these years later.
I'm still
So-
standing.
You take this tight corkscrew pathway. It just goes on and on and on and on because you're going about 60 feet up in this tight, you're able to trace your hand around the edge of this tight circular staircase the entire way until eventually you emerge into a hallway. This hallway opens up into a room, and after about 50 feet or so, what do you do?
Have we ever been in it before?
Have you ever been in this hallway before? Well, that's an interesting question. Why don't we keep moving on, shall we?
Yeah.
Sounds
This hallway opens up into this large egg smoking room that you first fought the Caligny here on the 8th floor.
The secret door?
Wow.
There was a secret door that you opened, and then you were like, nope. And that's where that secret door went.
Oh, right.
Like 20 episodes.
Wow, right. There were stairs. We're like, no, we're not going to deal with that.
I'm not going downstairs.
You didn't
right
get as
now.
far as the stairs, I don't think. You just saw the secret door and you were like, ew. And then moved on from there.
Oh, I
something
remember.
else.
Trill was so sad we didn't go to the secret door.
Yeah.
And Trill said, I'm coming back for you.
Was it just
That's right.
Trill?
Well, here we are.
Trill was really sad.
Oh, secret door. I'm so sorry. I forgot about you. Oh, you're special.
And you see two Caligny standing here having a conversation. It's Podley. I'll show you the art for Podley one more time if you'd like to see that. It's Podley, the spellcaster,
Oh, yeah. What a
and
badass.
Dulok, the sort of leader of the Erthagol cult here.
Also, what a
They-
badass.
They appear to be the only surviving members of this cult. And they're talking to each other and they have this like bleary-eyed like look about themselves. And Dulok looks at the four of you and they seem like gaunt, like things are not going great for them. They seem like hazy-eyed and maybe a little bit malnutritioned.
Low on muffins.
Low on muffins. Dulok turns to you and says, the visitors from above. You came through there. You must have been speaking with Galudu, that backstabber. We just got back from the cave, so we're feeling really good right now, man. Everything's cool. We're doing great. And Podley is like, things are so good right now, guys. Everything's fine.
Oh my God.
How are you?
Stop.
We're good. Are you good?
Right. We're good, I think. He looks like polling the group.
Podley turns to Dulok. He's like, he says they're good. And Dulok's like, good.
Trill looks at her, she's like, I'm a little worried about you two, to be honest. You're looking kind of on death's door.
No, we've just communed with Erthagol and we're blessed with new wisdom and visions that are going to sustain us forever. We're going to... Podley's like, yes, we were talking about this and we've decided that we're going to live forever. So...
Oh,
And,
how do you
See
do
you.
that?
and so far, so good, right?
Oh yeah, so far it's been good. That's what we've been trying to tell you. It's good.
Right. Hey,
So-
crazy idea. Why don't you go and sleep the cave off for a little while? Because it's the cave. It's not actually the gug within it. It's more that the gug has been stupefied by the cave. It's known, in fact, that Erthagol, who's the mystic and provides the strange sensory effects you're experiencing. But don't worry about that now. Maybe just...
Is this the thing you're trying to convince them of?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, give me a check. Diplomacy, I'll take Arcana also in this
Yeah.
instance, given that you're like relying on
Can
some arcane
Trill
something or other.
support his diplomacy check? Or support his check with diplomacy?
I would be very
She
grateful.
is?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely you can.
Trill's gonna... and can I use versatile performance?
Yeah, but you got to tell me what that
Well,
looks
so
like. How
she's-
is it that you're playing an instrument to help bolster Istin's like magical treatise
Trill
on?
whips out a harpsichord.
Give me a moment.
Okay.
I'm picturing really well edited YouTube essay with a really great musical background.
One of those Jenny Nicholson joints, you're telling me.
She's good. Yeah, Trill, I think, is playing on her lute and in like a rhythmic way. She's trying to build a rhythm with the lute, and she's saying reinforcing words behind him.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I can't use that for diplomacy. I can only use it for making
Sure
an
you can.
impression.
Oh.
Well, I'll just do regular old diplomacy then, because Trill's not
Great.
bad at diplomacy either.
Awesome.
Not as good at somewhere around.
I'd be fine with you doing performance. That's fine with me,
No, let's
Robin.
do diplomacy. It's fine. That was a 20 on the die, so it's a 35 for the check.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That worked
Okay,
out.
and you're trained in diplomacy, so this is only gonna be a +2.
I will still take that. Istin is going to try and use Arcana, and just be like, great, okay, so let's start at the beginning, why don't we? Magic in many cases is formed from the activity of individual consciousness, you know? And it interacts with and keeps going on. And he rolls an 18 on a die for a 38.
Duloc and Podley, as they're listening to this from Istin,
Which is a 40 with
shift
Robbins.
it's a 40.
Oh, yes, the beam's a 40, Jesus.
Hey, thank you.
They shift from like being wide-eyed and like bugged out to being like horrified. They're like, what?
We nailed their
What are
algorithm.
you saying to me? It's the cave? And Podley's like, no, it's not the cave. That's crazy. And then Podley keeps listening to what Istin's saying, and he's like, and Duloc says, give me 1 second, just 1 second. And Podley and Duloc turn to the wall facing away from you, and Duloc, you overhear Duloc like going, frazzle, Alb, frazzle. And Podley's like, it's nothing like the Alb, it's not. And Duloc's like, I think it might be kind of like. And they turn back to you and they say, we will tolerate your heresy just this once. And we'll leave here. And Duloc turns to Podley, she's like, I said so many messed up things to Galudo. I'm gonna have to apologize to her. And Podley is like, you don't have to apologize for anything. Never apologize for who you are. And Duloc's like, no, I really think I blew it. I really think all of our friends have been killed. Yes, I'm sorry, what?
If it helps, I actually maybe kind of lied a little bit and told Galudu that you were saying really, really nice things about her to us. So maybe just like a little apology will work.
Podley's like, maybe just a small apology would be good. And Duloc's like, okay.
You can, explain what Istin said about how your mind was warped by the power of magic. And you weren't really under your own control.
It wasn't us. It was the cave. It was the cave. It's like we did barely anything wrong.
Right. Yeah, well,
Right?
in many ways, you are the victim of this. First with the old Aub.
And it's probably Galudu's fault too, right?
Well, I wouldn't go that far,
Yeah, it's probably a stretch.
You might... for what it's worth, though, I think you're being very courageous. It's not easy to admit failure, I mean, I do know because I've failed, quite a bit in my life. And I'm probably going to fail a lot more. But, as long as you face up to it, you own it, and you go forward, you can go forward.
It takes a lot of bravery and character to admit when you're wrong.
Yes, it's an abundance of character that I suffer from.
You and my mother.
I've always thought that my greatest weakness is that I'm too nice,
Right.
and I think
yeah.
I'm too thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are,
Okay, let's tell Galudu about that.
Yeah, are you guys-
Duloc was a narcissist.
Are you guys good? Are you guys good?
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta get out of here.
We're
Why don't you guys
we're-
go downstairs? You have your time. We're going to come back down in a little bit, and we're going to lead you guys to wherever the safe place is going to be, so you'll all have food and stuff.
What was the barbarian gonna say?
just want to let you know that we're all good. If you're good.
Okay, we're good. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, if what you're saying is true, we have to get the hell out of here, like, right now. This is a terrible place for us to be. Okay, let's go. And Podley and Duloc head down that staircase. Are you coming down with him? Are we doing Caligny shepherding now, or are we going somewhere else?
I defer to Trill.
I was thinking we could deal with Earth, try and get that, the lens from Earthagal while we're up here.
What do the rest of you think? How are you feeling?
Sure. I feel like when we were in there, it seemed like there was some chance of trying to distract Earthagal, like to try and do it the old razzle-dazzle, but probably we'll have to fight them.
Yeah, I think that there's probably a way in, because you know that Earthagal is sitting there holding Lens. There's probably a way in where you could set up and try to do like disarms, thieveries, that kind of thing, and then just get out.
Yeah.
Rather than fighting.
I'm down to try that and see how it goes.
Sounds good.
I agree that this is a good order of business for right now. Maybe we can let the Calignes reconcile
Yeah, exactly.
off camera.
We'll
You
go
hear
down,
like
I'll be
a
braiding
plate
hair.
crashing against a wall downstairs. Like it sounds like a table's getting knocked over. But
Right.
then a few seconds after that, like it sounds like a lot of hugging and crying and laughter. So it seems like they're maybe figuring it
Yeah,
out.
let's
Everybody's
give them
good.
some time. Let's
Head up.
Yeah.
give them some
Some
family
light
time.
bickering.
Right.
So you head up this staircase where you at one point fought Belcora Haravex like a day ago, up on to the top of this waterfall, squeezing through a tight gap in the cave. You're back in this like swampy area on the 8th floor. And you step once more into Earthagal's cave.
Essence shall become one.
And you know you're going to have to act quickly because when you were in here before, and let me just refresh your
Yeah,
memory.
we all got high.
Like every minute you got dumber
Yeah.
and had to make saves and that kind of thing. And let me refresh your memory. You step into this cavern. There are 4 streams working their way through this cavern. You see these like reflections in the water coming from this like multicolored fungus and the other natural features of this cave. They make it sound like whispers are reverberating around you. Haravex has risen. There is nothing you can do. You see figures, forms leaping around in front of your very eyes. On the floor of this cave, you see the Gug, Earthagal. Earthagal is holding a red lens in one of his 4 hands. And he's just sort of sitting there stroking this thing. I'm going to tell you something very important. As soon as you step into this room, before you have to make any kind of saves or anything like that, you feel supernaturally serene. You feel as though your emotions are being magically constrained. Like, even if you thought of the most horrifying, scary thing in the world, your body would carry you through. Even if you wanted to laugh, it would come out just as like a ha, ha, ha. Your emotions are being kept on a very, very tight band. Okay? So, let's enact this plan. What are we going to do?
Trill looks at AO.
Says, Ayo, are you ready to try and use some thievery?
Ao quietly cracks her knuckles and goes, never been readier. And she, I think I used my invisibility already today, right?
I still have the 4th level invisibility that won't.
Oh,
Yeah, I also have a
Stop.
2nd rank invisibility.
And I have a potion.
feels like a good time for the fourth rank, right? I don't know. Let's go all
Yeah.
out.
Especially if you have to make a disarm check or something. So Istin casts invisibility onto Ao.
And the last thing you see go is Ao's grin, like a Cheshire cat.
I love it.
Okay.
And yeah,
Ao's getting ready to steal. I'm going to move Ao in range of grabbing that thing, and Ao can roll thievery for initiative.
I think Trill wants to help as well. Wants to help Ao. I think Trill's going to actually go ahead and cast her 2nd rank invisibility on herself. So she can get
Okay.
in close.
Sounds good. So Trill becomes invisible, but if she does a hostile action, she's going to
Yeah,
pop
but
back
she's
into
going to do
existence.
she's there to do thievery as well. Yeah.
Oh, Trill has thievery also.
Yeah, it's not as
Interesting.
good as Aos, but it's still good.
Okay. And we're going to let these thievery checks happen. Thievery checks are typically for something that is like unguarded. I'm going to say that this Gug, because this Gug is high off of its mind in this cave, thievery is going to apply as well as disarm can. Okay?
Okay.
Like, you can use either skill to take this thing away.
Also, I'm very good at thievery.
What is Mag doing?
Well, are any of us within view of Erthagol?
Yes, you're all like looking
Okay.
at Erthagol. Erthagol is sitting on the, like we're sort of narrating what's happening in like the 10 seconds or so as you enter this room and set up around Erthagol. Erthagol is just sitting there petting this rock going.
Yeah, Mag will sit opposite Erthagol, maybe 10 feet away, and cross her legs and take up a meditative posture
Okay.
while like calmly regarding Erthagol, generally trying to keep things serene and, if anything, perhaps occupy some of Erthagol's attention.
Okay. So Mag sits down. We're going to call that a perception initiative check. And what is Isthan doing?
I think Isthan is going to ready his staff in a parry position, just in case if things break bad.
Okay. So we have two of you attempting to thievery this item out, and none of you attempting to disarm this. Disarm is an athletics check. Thievery is to steal it, right?
I think we're Mag is going to save disarm as a possibility for if the thievery is unsuccessful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So the four of you position around Erthagol, and let's go. Let's see how this plays out. Let's roll for initiative.
So I'm rolling thievery.
Yeah, you and Trill are rolling thievery. Okay, well, the good news is that you and Erthagol, all of you are able to jump into action much faster than Erthagol. At the time of initiative, Mag gets to go into a rage. However, Mag feels her emotions flare up and get tamped down. Emotion effects are not happening in this room, which means no rage, no fear, none of that.
I was
Okay.
going to say, I feel like Trills can't build up the energy to battle cry.
Absolutely not. Yeah, even if you attempted to do it, Erthagol would be unaffected. No, anything tagged emotion is not happening here, okay? So first up is Trill. Trill sees this lens in Erthagol's hand and is preparing to, is like trying to find a moment to reach in there and snatch it away from him. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah. So yeah, she's kind of, as she invisibly goes to try and steal from him, and that didn't work very well. That was a 3 on the die, so only an 18.
Okie dokie. I'm doing thievery versus the perception DC of Erthagol. So Erthagol jumps up, sees that you're trying to take this lens from him, and just screams, "Ah!" and clutches the lens firmly in a hand and starts like pounding his chest with the remaining hands that he has. But then you see that it gets sort of tamped down by the emotion like in the room. It's just like, ah, and sort of zombie-like starts like reaching towards Trill to try to stop her from grabbing this thing away from him.
And Trill leans back, trying to get out of his slowly, kind of Matrix style. They're both kind of going slow motion, I imagine.
Yeah. And Trill's got 2 more actions.
I think. Can I try to steal again?
Absolutely, you can.
I think Trill's gonna kind of take a few steps around, try and get further behind him so she's out of the weird range of vision that the little eye in its chest, the eyes in its chest can see.
Speaking of vision, I want you to know, when you tried to steal it, you
she's not
lose the
invisible
invisibility.
anymore. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying she's gonna move now rather than just try and get at him from
Okay.
a different angle.
Okay.
And this time she gets a 32.
So as you reach out towards him to try to steal from him again, he reaches his jaws out towards Trill and tries to bite her.
Ooh.
You know what? He doesn't have a reactive strike this first round. He was just tricked. He was just snuck up on. He doesn't have a reaction this round. Like, no way.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is a 32 versus the perception DC. Perception DC is 29. So Trill manages to yoink this item out of his hands. And Trill has one more action.
For Trill's last action, if Ao's holding something, it's invisible, right?
I don't know. That's a great question.
How about, so I think for Trill's last action, she's going to toss it to Ao.
Okay.
Feels like it potentially endangers me. No?
Well, because I don't have another action. That's I can't move away. You have it and can just move away.
Wouldn't that, though, make Ao no longer invisible if she, catches something out of the air?
Because it's not a hostile action.
Here's what I'm saying. If you want to target her, she's invisible, you need to make a DC 11 flat check to toss it.
Let's do that.
And her invisibility doesn't end on a hostile action anyway.
And that's a 16.
Okay, so this lens snatched out of Earthagal's hands, lobbed over. Ao manages to grab a hold of this lens, tucking it under her arm like a football. You see the lens floating in midair in Ao's invisible arm. It's now Ao's turn.
Let's get out of here.
Ao's just gonna book it out. 3 move
Okay.
actions.
Which way are you going? Are you going out to the west or down to the south?
We don't know what's to the west, or we do.
You kind of do. You investigated this once. The very first thing you did on this floor was you found the cage that Earthagal used to live in.
Okay, yeah, Ao's gonna get out of there the fastest way possible, so she's going to the west. I think she doesn't, or I'm not sure we would. I can now see it on the map, but as a character, I don't know that she would know that.
Okay.
She's going to go to the top of the pillar?
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just gonna book it out that way. So
Okay. I think this is amazing. I'm going to give hero points to both Trill and Ao. I just think the idea of stealing this thing, giving it to the invisible person, and then just making it disappear from the room. Like, Earthagal doesn't know who to chase. Earthagal doesn't know where to go. Right?
it seems baffling if you're Earthagal. Lars, I am having a
Yeah.
thing with my token now where I can't. Oh, there we go. Now I can move it.
Okay.
Right, so Ao can sneak out this area to the west. Meanwhile, all of us are lined up to the south.
Yeah.
And presumably we'll be able to at least lead Earthagal the wrong way. Might not even have to fight
the person
Gug
who's
if things
most at
go
risk
on
here is Trill, because Earthagal is going to get to move before
Yeah.
Trill does.
Mm.
Fingers crossed that Trill's... Maybe Mag wants to
Alright,
pick Trill up.
I think if I'm measuring this right, I can get all the way out to the.
I think you're absolutely right.
Cool.
So Ao, you feel like the oppressive humidity of the swamp as you emerge from this tunnel that you've run through, and you're standing on this pillar like 20 feet up in the air above this like fetid swamp that you've spent so much time in. It is now Isthen's turn. What is Isthen going to do?
I guess Isthen is going to start by stepping in here. And then he's going to use a free action to drop one hand off of his staff. And he's going to try and shove Earthagal back away from Trill.
Okay.
So that will be an athletics against its fortitude, right?
That's correct.
Okay. There we go. 17 on the die for a 38.
So that's enough for you to shove Earthagal 5 feet.
Okay. Can I send it this way? North?
Yes.
Cool. And then Isthen will step again in front of Trill. And that's his turn.
Oh, interesting. Okay, it's Mag's turn.
This is how our Matt's characters all die.
They go as they want to go.
That's right.
So, it's Mag's turn. Mag just sees Isthen position himself between the Gug and Trill. What is Mag going to do?
Mechanically in this game, how do you go about trying to get out of initiative without combat, without fighting?
I'm going to, you tell me that what you want to do is get out of here, and I tell you what it is that it's going to take. It's just like a GM fiat thing.
Got it.
I'm going to say that once everybody leaves this room, you're going to be out of initiative. Like this Gug is too transfixed by the energies in the cave to chase you outside of this room.
Yeah. All right. Then I think what Mag is going to do is she'll just take or I guess she's sitting on the fucking ground.
Yeah, I'm going to call that flavor, whatever. It's not prone.
Yeah.
You didn't say that you were going to set yourself up such that you weren't able to move.
Yeah. Okay. Am I allowed to delay until after the Gug?
Yes, that's how you play the game, dude.
I would like to delay until after the Gug.
Okay, great. So Mag delays and the Gug goes nuts is what happens. The Gug starts whipping his arms around. He typically would only be able to attack with 3 hands, but because his thing is taken away from him, because the lens is gone, the Gug reaches out and makes claw strikes against all of you, starting with Istin. Here comes a strike with his claws. Istin sees the claw flash out in front of his face. It's a 32.
That hits.
My
So
God, these
Istin
things are
takes
so nasty.
18 points of slashing damage,
That could be worse.
flashing out towards Trill. This has map, and also Trill gets a +1 to her AC because Istin's in front of her. That's a 28 to hit Trill.
And where's my numbers? That hits. That just hits.
Okay. So Trill is going to take
Okay.
24 points of damage as this Gug's arm reaches right past Istin, slices at Trill's face. The Gug is like, emotionally dampened, but still as angry as you can be in a magical room. Another claw. This third hand reaches out towards Mag. That one's a 32 to hit.
Oh, man. Even with all that map, that hits.
Okay. So Mag is going to take, not a great damage roll, 17 points of damage. And this Gug is going to slice out at Istin one more time. He's just like looking around, trying to figure out, you know what? I think what the Gug is going to do, he's going to seek in this direction, trying to figure out where his lens went. So here comes like a perception check. He's trying to figure out what's going on. That is not going to do it because there's nobody there. Right?
Right.
Like there's not even a single person there right now, so he's not detecting
Not even
anybody.
an invisible person.
And Ao's stealth DC is a 30, so that 25 that he just rolled wouldn't find her anyway. So Erthagul has no clue what's going on, and is Mag undelaying?
I guess I may as
We're all going to be able to get
Guess I
out now
may
before
as
it goes again.
right.
Whoever goes first is going to draw the reactive strike.
Mag will go ahead and step forward.
Okay.
I mean, I guess like I'm trying to work out the order of things in my head.
If
I
we
just
all
want
just
Trill to
run.
get out.
Trill, no. I mean, I know just to step for the first like 15 feet.
Right.
Well,
I guess I can go trigger the reactive. It's just that then the Gug is going to get another turn before I can leave.
If you run, you'll trigger a reactive strike, and then you'll be gone.
You were close
And
enough that no matter what moving, you will trigger reactive strike.
Right. I'm close enough to trigger the, so then I'll be gone, and then everybody else can run
Yeah.
right after me. Great.
So it is not. Yeah. You've solved the riddle.
I love
you just
this
have
game.
to do the stuff.
I love
Mag-
this game.
Mag nods calmly at the other two, and then bolts.
Okay, as Mag starts to run, Erthagul reaches out with his jaws, reaching past Istin, chomping at Mag. 29 to hit.
That does hit.
Mag gets chomped for 29 points of damage, but she runs.
Yes.
And you see that this Gug, that Erthagul has focused all of its attention on Mag here and isn't going to be able to react to the other two of you. So, with that, it's Trill's turn, and then Istin's turn. Do the two of you run?
Yep. Trill follows Mag.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Istin will follow the rest of the crew.
So all 4 of you, like something out of Porky's, is that a movie where something like this happens? Where people like run into a place, yoink a thing, and then like run like hell to get out?
Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, perhaps? You've managed to escape from Erthagel's room. You hear a faint moaning in the room behind, like a... And then Erthagel once more sits down. I want to check in with Ao.
Mm-hmm.
Ao is holding this lens.
Yeah.
Oh, right. This is sort of intense.
This lens, Ao knows, is able to control, in some ways, the blue void energy. Ao looks down and in her hand sees this lens with a crimson cloud resembling slowly swirling blood within it. She sees that she's able to commune with it, to invest it into herself and make it something that she can use. Will Ao do that?
Yeah.
As Ao focuses on this lens, she's struck with a sudden feeling of unbridled anger, malevolent fury that you can barely contain.
Perfect.
And we will pick up from there next time.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Ao rages.
Istin was right.
Should be good. Roots of Ruin is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated fan content policy, using trademarks and copyrights owned by Paizo that are covered under that policy. The Roots of Ruin is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. All original characters and content in The Roots of Ruin are the property of Tabletop Gold, and all rights are reserved. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. Visit our website, tabletopgold.com, to learn more about us and our shows, join the Golden Horde to get access to more shows, pick up great merch, and connect to the best online community in all of podcasting. Thanks for listening.